Hello, people, and we're going to talk about why Bitcoin isn't rising. Why is it stuck around 100,000? It has everything to do with the pattern of long-term holders. They're selling right now, and while dolphins, the middle class buyers, some people who own between 1 and 500 Bitcoin, not the super whales, are buying, it doesn't make up the gap. And companies like MicroStrategy, even though they're buying a whole lot, they don't make up the entire demand difference either. So, if you look at on-chain data analysis, it shows growing selling activity among long-term Bitcoin holders, which means they are indeed taking profits, whose collective holdings have hit their lowest this year. Prominent crypto analyst James Check, also known as Checkmate, nice name there, emphasized the scale of this trend, noting that the selling pressure from these holders far outweighs the demand from ETFs and institutional players like MicroStrategy. So even with MicroStrategy and ETFs buying, it does not offset the massive amounts of selling pressure from long-term holders. Now, long-term holders are those that have held Bitcoin for longer than 155 days. Yes, that's a little less than half a year. Some of you might not think those are long-term holders, but in crypto, that's what a long-term holder is. So how much have they actually sold over the last month since the election? Well, since the election, the long-term Bitcoin holders have offloaded 800,000 Bitcoin. That's almost one Satoshi wallet. MicroStrategy, on the other hand, has only added 149,880 Bitcoin, and Bitcoin ETFs have only acquired 84,193 Bitcoin. This still left 487,000 Bitcoin to be absorbed by short-term holders, primarily retail investors. So, there's still like a deficit of 487,000. I think they might have actually calculated that wrong. It seems like that should be 587,000, but they have 487,000. Maybe it's like offloaded around 700,000 Bitcoin or something like that. But anyways, there's a shortfall of 487,000 Bitcoin. Who is making that up? It is Dolphins. Wallets holding between 100 and 500 Bitcoin have emerged as significant buyers during this period, accumulating over 350,000 Bitcoin. The shift highlights a notable change in supply trends and market sentiment. But you'll notice that 487,000 is still greater than 350,000. So there is still a gap of about 137,000 Bitcoin on that's more on the supply side than the demand side. So it makes sense that price would go down. But I think that's where the shrimps come in, which is like, most retail investors that own less than 100 BTC. I know most of you own less than 100 BTC because you guys are talking about like certain profits, and most of you aren't talking about, tens of millions in profits. So the shrimps are probably buying the rest of the Bitcoin. But right now, I still believe there is more selling pressure than there is buying pressure, and that's why we're not going up. And the people that have held longer term, I'm not talking about the people that have held 9, 10 years. I'm talking about the people that have held for more than half a year. They're the massive sellers now. They are actually taking profit. Now, I'm not really sure when this selling pressure is going to go off, but people saying that, like maybe the bull run is reaching its twilight, they can actually draw on this for some kind of validation, but I don't think this is going to be it. I do think it's actually going to turn around, especially for more institutional buying. And also, I think just overall retail buying is going to come in after the election. Also, I do think the long-term holders are going to turn around and start buying some more once, some more crypto regulations that are more friendly to the industry come in under Donald Trump. So right now, that's why we're not going up. And that's why we're stuck at 100,000, because long-term holders are massively selling right now. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.